Okay, so welcome back. Okay, so let's start making our food. Oh gosh. So for my chili, I just have this little jar of red beans I'm going to put in here and then rinse off. Added the water already to it. I'm just going to add some salt and a little bit of oil before I turn it on. I like to use olive oil. Oh crap! I like to use olive oil, but we literally just ran out. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this in there. And then stir it and then turn it on. Yeah, I know. I never get this friggin' thing on. I'm going to put in about a half a pound to a pound of cooked ground beef that I had from the freezer. And then I have this jar, of sauce. It's not hot cocoa. And it's, how many cups is this jar? It looks like it's about 2.5 cups of sauce. Which I might need more, but I'm going to put water in here and shake it up. Measuring or anything, but the seasonings that I'm using is some homemade taco seasoning and more chili chili powder. Stop. Chili powder, not chili pepper. So while I wait for this to heat up some more, I am cooking some spaghetti so that we put that on a plate or bowl and then top it with chili and then whatever else. Shredded cheese, sour cream, crunched up Fritos, whatever you want, or nothing. So there you go, very simple how to make chili over spaghetti. Now obviously you could put tomatoes and onions and green onions and I don't know, whatever else. But see, most of my family would not eat it if I did that. But you can definitely top it with that. And I think for mine, I am going to put some Fritos on top. Hey everybody, so for tonight's dinner I am making a soup. So we've had chili, now I'm going to have a soup. And it's going to be a cheeseburger soup, and then I went out and bought some small shell pasta today so we can put the soup over the noodles. So anyway, I'm going to start with scrubbing my potatoes and chopping those up, and I have to peel my carrots and chop those up too, and then put those in my Dutch oven. Okay, so my battery died, but that's okay. I don't have to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to start chopping up my vegetables. I have 2 fairly small russet potatoes and 2 carrots. In my heated and oiled Dutch oven, I'm just going to heat these up for, I'm not sure, maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. And then to start, I'm just going to put a little bit of homemade broth to deglaze the bottom. So far I added in my potatoes, carrots, and I added about a half a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon each of onion powder, garlic powder, and oregano. And I could add some rosemary too, that would be good. And then about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste and 2 tablespoons of liquid aminos. And then I deglaze the bottom with just a little bit of homemade chicken broth. And then I added in about half a pound of cooked ground beef. I add some more broth into my pot and stir that up. Okay, so now I'm just going to make some small shells pasta. Stupid bag wouldn't open, so it's slit down the middle now. So to my pan, I am going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Then I'm going to whisk in about 2 tablespoons of flour. I have it on medium heat right now. Okay, so next I have a half a cup of homemade broth going in. This is a half cup of milk. Okay, and this is 1/4 of a package of cream cheese. And I know it seems like a lot to put into soup, but put it in there, it's going to make it creamy and really good over your noodles, because that's what we like to have ours. And now I'm going to melt in about 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper too. And then lastly, I'm just going to add all of this to my already heated up soup. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this and mix it in with my cheese sauce here first. Okay, so I put a couple cups in here and just mix it together, so I'm just going to put it all in my soup. Take a look. That looks good, and now we're going to put that over our noodles. So lastly, actually, I'm going to add in about 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream. Okay, so it's all done and it is delicious. And what would be so good, what would be so good on top of it is like if you had bacon bits or something like that. And obviously some crusty bread. We don't have any of that, so this is going to be good enough. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. So I'm just going to start by chopping up. I washed and scrubbed my potatoes. I got about 5 medium potatoes. I'm going to chop these up and I'm going to cook these for a bit in the oven before putting them in my Dutch oven. Then like normal roasting potatoes, I'm not going to put them in there as long, but I'm going to put olive oil and salt and pepper on them. And I probably will not use all this. I might use half to 3/4 of the amount of potatoes I have on this pan. And I set my oven to 450, and I'll probably leave it in there for about 25-ish minutes. I don't want it fully done. Obviously, I'm going to put it in my Dutch oven afterwards. So my potatoes are done, and now I'm going to take some of these smoked sausage links and cut a couple of those. Okay, that's nothing in there. Is there anything in here either? Oh my gosh. And then I still have to get my green beans out and pour those in, but I decided just to put this in here for now. So I have these green beans from Aldi. It's like a 1 pound bag. I'm gonna rinse them off, and I'll cut out the ends, but I'll probably, yeah, and cut them in half, something like that. I'll probably use about half the bag though. Yeah, probably. This might take 5 years with this little tiny knife. This knife is stupid. Let's see what we got. Let's try this again. Oh, you're welcome, but I saved you the misery of having to watch me chop all these green beans in the way I was doing it, which was taking a million years. So anyway, those are all done, plus my battery died. So I'm going to put those in my Dutch oven with my other stuff. I need a little bit more broth. The ironic thing is we are making broth today, but it's in the background on the crock pot. Semi-annoying, but this is going to be more of a stew anyway, so I'm going to bring that up to high. I'm going to try to find some more broth. Bring it up to a boil, and then I'm going to simmer it with the top on it for, I don't know, we'll see. It's only 420. While I wait for it to heat up higher, I'm going to put some salt and pepper and rosemary in there. Onion powder in here too. This is rosemary, obviously salt and pepper. Let me go find some onion powder. I have some, I gotta look in my, the problem is they're not labeled very dark. Here's onion powder. So I'm putting in some onion powder too. I just don't like the smell of it. I love onions though. Okay, so I brought it to a boil and I'm simmering it now, but I'm going to add a couple dashes of liquid aminos. And then mix it around. I'm gonna put the top on. Okay, so when you put your, your vegetables in your Dutch oven, you can always sprinkle flour on it to thicken it, or cornstarch, whatever. I'm just gonna make a thickener real quick right now by making a roux. And then I'm gonna add some broth and heavy cream. So I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons of butter. A little bit of broth, a couple tablespoons, and then about a tablespoon of heavy cream. Looks delicious. So now I'm going to pour in my lovely thickener. I gotta make some rice. Okay, so it's all done, so I'm gonna make the bowl with some rice and the stew on top. It tastes really good too, by the way. Oh gosh. Yeah, I tried it and it's delicious. Okay, so that's it. This is Polish sausage and potato stew over rice, and the taste of it is really good. What are you doing?
What?
As Maddie always said, try it. Delicious.